When you hear the name Atlanta, you probably think of a few things. Trap music, HBCUs, a place where a black person could really feel at home. It was the place where you could go and not feel like a minority. For a long time, Atlanta has been known as the Black Mecca, a place of black culture, black money, black pride. Atlanta was where dreams were made, and it felt like a city just built for us. But lately, something's been feeling off. You starting to see these brand new expensive condos popping up in neighborhoods that were black for decades. You see these new coffee shops that only serve things you can't pronounce.
You stupid.
And you start to wonder, wait a damn minute, is this still our city? That's the question I asked when it first started happening in Harlem, where I grew up. And now, more than half the block I was raised on has people who don't look like me. And I'm seeing the same signs in Atlanta. So today, we're gonna get into the numbers and see if that feeling is real. We're gonna find out if Atlanta is no longer a black city and what the hell is happening. Let's talk about it. For decades, Atlanta has been called a black city. In fact, in 1970, the city of Atlanta's population was over 50% black, and by 1990, the black population shares was more than 60%. It was the place you went for opportunities and to be around people who looked like you. It was a symbol of what was possible. However, the number has been changing dramatically. According to the 2020 US Census, the black population in the city of Atlanta has dropped below 50% for the first time in decades. The black shares of the city population has gone from 61% in 2000 to around 47% in 2020. This shift isn't just a small change, it's a fundamental change in the identity of the city. While the metro area is still home to a huge black population, the city of Atlanta itself is no longer majority black. And now you're wondering, why is the black population percentage in the city shrinking? The biggest reason is something we all know about: gentrification. As Atlanta's economy has grown and new investments have poured into historically black neighborhoods, the cost of living has skyrocketed. According to a report by Emory Science Advocacy Network, the median rent in Fulton County, where Atlanta is located, went up by 25% between 2008 and 2019. This is just one example of how the cost of living is rising faster than most people can keep up. The Atlantic Beltline is a perfect example of this. This huge project was supposed to help the community, but it has also brought a lot of new, more expensive housing and businesses that don't help us. That's my biggest problem with this. Since slavery, up until this day, there hasn't been a single program that the government has put in place that only, keyword is only helped us. It may have started off trying to only help us, but it wasn't long before they opened it up to all the other minority races that didn't experience 400 years of slavery. But back to Atlanta. I know. So the property value in Atlanta went up. Great, I guess. But now the taxes go up as well. So longtime residents are being priced out of the neighborhoods they grew up in. And they simply can't afford to live there anymore. And this is supposed to be progress, pushing black families out and changing the face of the city. Then when we form another Black Mecca, it's just gonna happen again, because blacks don't only support black-owned businesses like the other races, which is why other races see our community as a business opportunity. And it's not their fault they profit off of us and then spend their money with their community. And this needs to change, especially if you want to stop being pushed out of your neighborhood. Or is that even a bad thing? You see, if black residents are being pushed out of the city, my next question is, where are they going? The answer is simple: the suburbs. The Black Mecca isn't gone, it's just a lot bigger now. You see, over the past few decades, a significant number of black families have moved to the suburbs. In other counties of Atlanta, like Greenwich, Henry, and Douglas, they're looking for more affordable homes, better schools, and a little more space. In 2020, about 87% of the black population in the Atlanta area lived outside of the city of Atlanta. And let me be clear, this is a huge shift. The black community is still here, but it's spread out. This means that while the city of Atlanta itself is becoming more white and affluent, the surrounding metro area is becoming more diverse. They coming in our hood, we going in theirs. So you see, the suburbs used to be for white flight and the cities were for minorities. But that's not the case anymore. So what does all this mean for Atlanta's culture? Well, for a long time, the city's culture, from its food to its music to its politics, was shaped by the black community. It was the place where black-owned businesses thrived and where black politicians held power. The city's unique identity was a direct result of its black majority. But as the demographics change, so does the culture. The city is becoming more diverse, which has its own benefits. But it also means that the city's black identity is no longer as strong as it once was. The politics of the city, the local businesses, and even the restaurants and music scenes are starting to reflect the new population. This isn't just about the numbers, it's about a city losing a part of its soul and its history. The question is, can Atlanta be a black city without a black majority? Or is that era officially over? The truth is, I don't know, but I'm curious. What do you think? When's the last time you've been to Atlanta? Or did you just move to the suburbs and stop caring? Yeah, you're probably one of those black suburban kids. And if you are, check out my video on the major problem with black suburban kids. I'm out.